What's up, guys? Welcome back to Booch TV, and today I've got a training video and a talking head video, or a talking head portion, to talk to you guys about today, because this is a question I get asked a lot, and I've been asked this question since I was about like 17 years old, and I really never gave, I guess, an in-depth, in-detail answer to it, and so I decided to come on here and tell you guys the detailed answer. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about what it takes to sign in Europe, whether that's you're young, you're 17, 18, 19, 20, and if you're older, because I signed when I was young and I also signed in Europe when I was 22 years old. So I guess I kind of have both perspectives of it, and I'm going to tell you guys what it takes to get there, how to get there, what you might need, all those things, anything that I feel like is necessary to get to that step. I'm gonna share that with you guys in this video. So stick around. Hope you guys learned something. And at the end, of course, there will be a portion of me training, because I always train on my off days. So it's nothing too crazy. It's gonna be another technical session, but hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do get something out of it, like and subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated. And yeah, let's get on into the video.
Hey, you can come chill with the vibe, yeah, you can come get stupid high off of life like every night. Won't hit the loud, but my brothers might. When I'm out, people try to dap me. Only do pounds to keep my hands clean. No, it's not nothing personal, don't wanna pass that throughout the family. Niggas stay all in my business, bugging me, asking me when I'ma drop this. Hating niggas are the lamest, wanna throw shade, don't know where to aim it.
Alright, so disclaimer, anything I say here is from my personal experience. Everybody might have a different pathway, or they might have different things that they needed to get to that step. So like if you talk to somebody else that has signed in Europe, they might say something else. But I'm gonna tell you guys specifically from my own experience. All right, guys, so the first thing that you need to sign in Europe, and this is coming from not having, like, let's say, any specific connections. Like, let's say some people will sign a contract because maybe their agent's paying the team, or they know the president, or whatever the case may be. This is none of that. So this is not going to be any type of, you need some type of connections, like special connections that you can't, generate through yourself. But the first thing that you're going to need as a player, especially if you're, about 17, 18, is that you need some talent. Honestly, you have to be quite talented. At whatever position you play, you do have to have some high level of talent. It doesn't need to be like on the level of, Messi, Neymar, or that high, but to sign in Europe, you will need a decent level of talent to make it, and that's just the nature of the game. It's always been like that. That's football. You have to be good. As much as you might have, a good personality or strong head, good-minded, good character, you do need some talent, because if they're gonna sign you, especially as an international, if you're coming from America or wherever, you do have to be quite good, and oftentimes better than your own age group. So coming from my own experience, when I signed at Hannover 96 in the Bundesliga at the time, which is the first league in Germany, I was training with the age groups 2 years above me. I wasn't training with my own age group, 1997. I wasn't training with them because they wanted to see how I fared with players that were typically bigger, stronger, and typically you would expect to be better. And that's how it is most of the time. They wanted to see how well you pair up against them, because they expect you to get to the first team as quick as possible, especially if they're signing you as an international. Now, during the trial, it may be a little bit shocking, it may be a little bit overwhelming, but trust me, if you're there on trial, or if you're there practicing with the team, it's because you're good enough. So if you made it that far, that means you do have the talent level needed to play with these guys. Remember, they're older than you, so it might be a little bit up and down just because they have more experience. Some of them might be better, but your talent level is there, and that's really the first thing you need to make it over there, is talent. All right, guys, so after the talent aspect that you'll pretty much need to get over there, now this is the part that can be a little bit tricky. Typically, everybody has this person in some way, shape, or form, whether that's someone that you don't know, or a coach that knows you back where you're from, that knows somebody, is you need some type of agent or representative, anybody that can really, put your name out there and vouch for you that, this is a good player. This player you should take a look at, get to know him, see how he plays, and someone that believes in you, that can, push you on to those trials that you're looking for. I got an agent when I was young. When I was 17, I got an agent. He saw me in America. He said, "Oh, I think you have what it takes," because he saw that I have the talent and the ability. So he took me over to Hanover 96 and then got me a trial there. And after that, it was up to me. But I think that part is always the tricky part, because getting an agent is not always up to you. You just have to, I guess luck is kind of involved. For me, I was also lucky, blessed that I had an agent that believed in me, that saw me, that thought I could push on. But sometimes that's not always the case, and you just have to have that person that can help you get to that next step. Sometimes it can be a coach. Like in the past, I've had coaches that thought I was a really good player and pushed me on to better teams and better systems and helped me get that exposure. Like my club team in Florida, he knew somebody that was in the academy and pushed me on to the academy, and then from there I got an agent. So it's really a stepping stone to that aspect of getting to Europe, is that just have somebody that believes in you, knows people, and can vouch for you that you're a good player, and they take their word for it. My agent did that for me. A lot of agents do that all the time, sending players on trial all the time. My current agent's the same way. So you just need that middleman to push you on to the next step and help you just get that trial so that you can showcase yourself to whatever team it is in Europe that you're going to. Now, the third thing that you don't necessarily need, everybody's situation is different, is you might need some finances to help you get over to Europe. For me, or for a lot of players, sometimes that's their agent. The agent helps them facilitate all that, flying there, hotels, food, meals, all of that. Sometimes an agent will do that for you, but if not, then you might have to do that yourself. And that's always the part that sometimes you just can't control. And it's tricky. It's not easy to facilitate it, because like for me, I was 17. So if I had to do it by myself, I would have to rely on my parents, of course, because I didn't have a job or anything, or definitely not enough money like that to be able to fly over to Europe and go on these trials. But I'm not gonna, tell you guys things that are unrealistic. Finances is a thing, especially to get all the way over to a whole nother country or a continent. So that's definitely the third thing you'll need, is somehow, some way, financially, you'll need somebody to help you fly over there, unless you can do it yourself. Obviously, I couldn't personally, but if you can do it yourself, that's great. But that's one thing that you will need, because you have to get over there somehow. They need to see you. Now, the fourth thing you may or may not need. Now, when I was younger, I don't believe I needed this, but when I was older and signed at 22, I did have this, and it can be just a highlight tape. Now, I don't know how important a highlight tape might be. When I was younger, the agent came to see me in person, so I don't know if he ever saw a highlight tape of mine. But when I was older, I know I created a highlight tape, put it on YouTube in the private category, so that anybody who wanted to watch, I just had to send them a link and they could open it freely. And that's, side note, that's really how I got started on YouTube. That was probably my first video. And yeah, highlight tape is always a good way to, showcase yourself, the positive things that you do well. Let them know that this is the type of player that you are, and that they should come take a look at you, hopefully in person at a live game. And yeah, it can be very valuable, or they might prefer to just, come see you in person. So a highlight tape is here nor there. It really just depends on the agent that you're trying to showcase yourself to, or the club that you're trying to showcase yourself to. The directors, the agents, they may not care too much. They may prefer to send somebody out, a scout out, to see you in person, and that's just how it goes. But a highlight tape, it can never hurt. That's one thing a highlight tape can't do, is typically it can never hurt you if it's made properly. Okay, now the fifth thing that you'll need, so this is tip number 5, or advice number 5, is that you're gonna need a support system. And for me, that was my family, my parents, my uncles, my aunts, all my brothers, sisters, or my brother, my sisters, my friends, any type of support to give you that extra motivation to like just get you in the right mental state, to tell you that you can do this, that you're good enough, to help you. My parents were a big part of that because I was young, I was obviously very nervous, so they were a big part of helping me understand that I'm good enough. I know that I'm where I belong, and they also pushed me to let me know that whatever happens on the trial or while the agent or the scout is watching you play, just know that whatever happens, just give your best, give your all. They're gonna be proud of you no matter what. And when you're young, that means the world. Like, you just need to know that everybody is not counting on you to be the greatest thing ever, but just do your best and give your all, because it takes a lot of pressure off you and lets you play a lot more freely. And that's something that you need. You need that support system. Whoever it is in your life, whoever it may be, could be your coach, could be your teacher, could be anybody that you're close to, really. And for me, that was my parents primarily. They just helped me understand that, you know, you've done great, you've done amazing so far. Whatever happens, we're always gonna be proud of you, and you just need that. As a young kid, you always need that. That support system is crucial, especially when you go into another country where you're by yourself, don't speak the language. You just need, you know, that ease of mind to be yourself, perform, and also not get like depressed or sad or homesick, because that's a big reason why a lot of times people may slip up or fall off a little bit, is because honestly they just go through things mentally and emotionally that it's tough to handle by yourself, especially when you have nobody to talk to where you are. It's not easy. So a support system, whoever that may be, is the fifth thing that I think you need to make it over in Europe. Okay, and this is the final part that I think you'll need to sign a contract in Europe. And this, I'm gonna go more in depth on this in another video, but I think it's worth talking to because a lot of people have never been in this position or in this situation, and I think it's important to talk about because it's not easy, and you only have a short window to get it right, because that's just how the game works, and that's going on trial. When you go on trial, you have maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, really, before they make a decision on you. For me, they made a decision in like 4 days to 5 days, so it's relatively quick, but I'm telling you, they will cut you or sign you very quickly. I've seen players come on trial at my team in Hanover, and they were cut after 2 days, and it's nerve-wracking to know that you only have this short window, and it's something that they don't tell you about. Everybody always thinks like, you know, players need time, they need time to do this. Well, on a trial, I'm sorry, you just don't have that kind of time, because clubs, this is a business, clubs always have players in mind and players coming in and out, and they don't have that much time to waste on somebody who's international and just coming in. Like, you need to be, honestly, you got to be ready from the go, and it's tough. And the best way I would say to succeed on trial is do your best to express yourself, whether that's verbally, physically, however you choose. Just do your best to just be yourself, because at the end of the day, coaches want to see people with character, with confidence, who can learn quickly, who can adapt, and that's really what they're looking for. And obviously, if they have the talent part of it. But I've seen a lot of talented players come on trial, and maybe they just don't talk, or they're not taking players on one-on-one, they're not taking any risks because they don't want to make a mistake. And honestly, if you go on trial, coaches like players that, you know, take risks, talk, even if you don't speak the language, say something, anything at all. It doesn't matter. If you don't say somebody's name, say hey, say I'm here, or raise your hand. Any type of expression, coaches love that. If you're showing that you can adapt and gel with a team, especially on trial when you're new, then you'll be that much further ahead into getting signed. And another thing is, don't get frustrated while on trial. Remember, you're new, so people might not trust you with the ball yet, or they might not pass you the ball as much as you'd like. but you really just have to keep trying your best, keep calling for it, keep wanting it, keep showing that you want to be in the game, despite if you get the ball as much as you'd like, or if you get it into the positions you'd like. Because remember, you're new, they don't trust you, they don't know your ability yet. So it can be tough at the start, but on trial is something that it's not easy to perfect, and oftentimes it's not easy to get it right on your first try. Luckily for me, that was my first trial ever, and I got it right. But I'm telling you, you might have to go on another one or another one or another one. When I was 22, I went on two trials. So I went on one to a first division club and then one to a third division club. The first division club didn't take me. It is what it is. So I had to go on another one, and then that club took me. So it's really like hit or miss, I guess you would say. But yeah, trials, you just gotta perform. You only have a week or two max. So that's really the last thing you need to sign in Europe. And if you can do those things, if you have those things at your disposal, the talent, the support, the finances, the being able to do well on trial, and also being able to stay mentally happy while you're away, then you should be good to sign in Europe. And hopefully the luck is on your side, because you do need a little bit of luck. You always need that in any sports business, whether that's basketball, football, soccer. That's what you need. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video and got something out of it. And if you go on trial in Europe, trust me, if you have these things, you'll do just fine. And yeah, let's get on to the training.